Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Daily Action Picks. I'm Joe Delera, and these are my best prop bets for today's Wednesday NBA playoff slate. The first bet that I'm going to be looking at is from the Phoenix Suns Dallas Mavericks game, and it's going to be Deandre Ayton over 19.5 points. We just talked about this in game one. We took the over 18.5 and that smashed. He had 25 points in game one. And look, the Mavericks just do not have the interior presence to deal with Deandre Ayton. They just simply have no answer for him. He can dunk, he can hit hook shots, he can hit jumpers, he can spread the floor. He's somebody that the Mavericks just cannot stop in this series. And I expect him to continue that. Look, since the Porzingis trade, the Mavericks have allowed opponents to shoot 68% at the rim. And we know this is a spot that Ayton can continue to thrive from. I expect him to continue going over this points prop, and he's now gone over it in 6 of 7 playoff games. Additionally, I know a lot of people want to bet on his rebounds. You know, he's a center. I'm not going to fade his rebounds. I'm not going to bet the under, but just a word of advice, the way that he plays defense is like stylistic. It takes him away from the basket, and he's not necessarily, in the best position to gather rebounds. He's a great defender, but rebounds aren't necessarily indicative of a great defensive prowess or being a good center. So just to keep that in mind, and we're going to just stick with the points and go with Deandre Ayton over 19.5 points. Another bet that I'm looking at in this game is for Luka Doncic to go over 33.5 points. This line is sky high, but look, he just dropped 45 in game one, and our Action Network's Brandon Anderson, he's got a nice little tidbit here. Luka scored 38 or more points in 18 of 15 playoff games when he's played at least 36 minutes. He's going to play 36 minutes. They need him out there. He's their primary option. They don't really have anybody else. And the thing here is, with the Suns defense, what they're doing is they're using Michael Bridges to really take out the secondary options. They're taking out passing lanes, they're taking out Brunson, they're taking out Dinwiddie. So with that in mind, Luka really has to score. He can use some of his other options like Maxi Kleber in the corner to shoot some threes or Dorian Finney-Smith, but they're not the primary offensive options for the Mavericks. It's going to come down to Luka Doncic, and I expect him to go over 33.5 points in this spot. Finally, we're looking at the Miami Heat versus Philadelphia 76ers game. And because of the absence of Joel Embiid, it's creating value in the market in relation to Bam Adebayo. While Bam's not like the biggest scorer, I'm looking at over 22.5 points and assists. Part of what I like here is that he's basically gone over the assist line in 8 of his last 10 playoff games, and he's got 4 in game one. And I know that this line has a little bit of juice with the 22.5 points and assists, but the thing is, Philly just does not have an answer for him. And even if they decide to play zone, Bam Adebayo is a great zone buster. He's a great facilitator. He's also a scorer. He can play high. He can play and facilitate here for the Miami Heat, find the open guy, or score on his own. DeAndre Jordan is just absolute trash, does not belong playing in a playoff game, and Bam can take complete advantage of this. And if the Sixers go smaller with Paul Millsap, Tobias Harris at the 5, or even B-Ball Paul, Bam's going to be able to take advantage on the offensive end. So I like him to go over 22.5 points. This is something he scored 24 points in game one, and similar to DeAndre Ayton, I'm going to drop the rebounds out of this and only focus on the points and assists. Just because of the way he can play defense, it takes him away from the basket, and he's not necessarily the biggest rebound threat. So I like Bam Adebayo to go over 22.5 points and assists. So those are my 3 best bets for today's NBA slate. Let me know in the comments or on Twitter at Joe Delera if you're riding, if you're following. Let me know what you're taking, what your best bets are today, and tune in every day for more free daily action picks.